My name is John Bowman. Welcome back to the Rhetorical Mode series at Stanley Community College. This is the final one inside the Rhetorical Mode strategies. Today I'm going to be talking about argumentation. Now, I would like to start by immediately talking about alien overlords.
And I, for one, welcome our new insect overlords. I'd like to remind them that as a trusted TV personality, I can be helpful in rounding up others to toil in their underground sugar caves.
That's probably not what you thought you were going to hear when I started speaking just a second ago, but I have a point here. I can't possibly cover all the methodology associated with argumentation, so I'm just going to hit the highlights. And again, alien overlords is the best place to start. Some people believe that alien overlords are in charge of the entire planet. That sounds ridiculous, but these people do believe it, and they have every right to believe what they want to believe. And that's one of the most important aspects of argumentation. This is certainly not where you thought the entire slideshow was going to start, but it's one of the most crucial aspects to the entire total of any argument-based paper. The reason is because people believe all kinds of different things. Some people believe that the earth is hollow. Again, other people believe that there are alien overlords in charge of everything, and other people believe in Bigfoot. By the way, I fall somewhere in there as well. I believe that aliens do exist. I don't believe they're in charge of the planet, but I do believe that they exist. And that's great, because that means that I have a belief, and I should continue to have that belief. But now we have to draw a distinction between belief and thought, because that's one of the most, again, important aspects of any given paper. This is, by the way, one of the things that's most often cited about colleges and cited incorrectly about colleges. So listen carefully to what I'm about to say. The essence of a belief is that it is something that you think or feel that you cannot objectively prove to other people. The essence of a thought is that it is something that you can objectively show or at least demonstrate in some way to other people. So I believe aliens exist, but I can't demonstrate that to you. I can't point to any evidence and say, you know, here's something I found that is some kind of evidence for aliens. So you have to separate these things out. In a college paper, you need to set this to the side and instead concentrate on the things that you can objectively show to other people. What I'm, again, clearly saying here is keep this. It's important. It gives your life meaning and purpose, but you have to stick to this instead. This is what you can and can't prove in a paper. Again, if I believe something like purple dinosaurs are in charge of the room right now, behind a curtain, you love me too. You can't tell me I'm wrong because that's my belief. But if I say I think purple dinosaurs are in charge of the room right now, you're going to demand some evidence, and I need to supply that to you. So set these to the side and concentrate on writing here from this position. There are three main kinds of argument: logos, pathos, and ethos. Logos is argument that's based on logic, pathos is argument that's based on feeling, and ethos is argument based on authority. So those are, again, the traditional forms of argument. When you form any kind of argument in a paper, think of which one you want to appeal to. Something like ethos is going to be built on facts and statistics and professional testimony, which is going to overlap just a little bit with ethos, which is, again, the professional or authoritative structure. Pathos is honestly the weakest kind. If I tell you that we should allow Chinese people to have as many children as they want because children are really cute, that doesn't really matter because they have an overpopulation problem in China, and therefore they have to concentrate on population control so that everyone doesn't starve. So an appeal to emotion, babies are cute, doesn't really mean anything. We have to concentrate on logical structures such as starvation in that case. I want to talk to you just for a second about Christopher Columbus, because this ties to your purpose for arguing in any given paper at the college level. What is your purpose? It's not to change your instructor's mind. You're not going to change my mind about the things that I think about hot topics such as gun control and so forth and so on. Rather, it's instead to prove your particular point in a given circumstance. So if you're in my English 231 class where we read Christopher Columbus, you're not going to change my mind about Christopher Columbus, but you can convince me that your argument has merit by using things like, again, facts, testimony, and statistics to support your point of view. That's what I'm looking for as an English 231 instructor, as an English 111 instructor. If you take biology, that's what they're looking for as well. They want to see that you can support your point of view using some kind of physical evidence, again, going back to that thought portion from just a second ago, in order to make your case. That's your purpose in college. Don't try to second guess what your instructor thinks and try to re-deliver that to the instructor. Instead, prove what you wish to prove as best as possible. Another thing that I see a lot of students do when they come through my class and they're doing their arguments for the very first time is that they concentrate on the concept of arguing itself. Make sure that you separate facts from opinions based on facts. You can argue opinions based on facts, but you cannot argue facts themselves. Frank wrecked the car. Either that did happen or it didn't happen. Frank is a bad driver. Now we have an opinion that is based on facts. Frank wrecked his car. Frank is a bad driver. Maybe Frank had a bad day. Maybe Frank looked down for 1 second in 30 years of driving and had an accident. I don't think he's a bad driver. Maybe Frank looks down every single day and has had 10 accidents in the last 7 days. Frank is definitely a bad driver.
Frank!
So we have a set of facts and they support certain opinions. Again, you cannot argue facts, but you can and should argue opinions. As you create your paper, keep that in mind. Again, students oftentimes say, well, I have an opinion. Yes, you do have an opinion, and it should be the thing that you manifest in the paper as your thesis, but it has to be based on facts. Make sure that any given argument that you have is an argument that a sane, rational person would disagree with. So for example, the two most popular examples I can always give, child molesters are bad. The only people who are going to disagree with you are the child molesters themselves, and they are not sane, rational people because they set out to hurt other individuals, namely children. 9/11 was a horrible event which shook the foundations of our country. The only people that disagree with that are the terrorists who did this particular activity, and they are not sane, rational people. Sane, rational people do not hijack an airplane and drive it into a building. That is not something that they do. But on other hot topics, things like gun control, people who want to control guns have a sane, rational opinion based on facts. People who do not want to control guns, same thing. People who want to allow abortions, same thing. People who want to prevent abortions, same thing. If you don't believe me, consider that on any given occasion, if you have something like 30 people in a room, on average, 15 of them are going to think one way and 15 of them are going to think the other way. And at no point did you ever think, I don't really want to be in this room with these people. If you found out that one was a child molester or that one was a 9/11 terrorist, you would not want to be in that room with those people for all the reasons that they are not sane, rational individuals.
But there is one more thing.
All right, last but not least, counter arguments. Do you want to include counter arguments in your paper? Absolutely, yes. You want to state what people believe and then you want to say why it's wrong. So if we consider that the earth is flat, because that's what some people argued, that the earth is flat, we might briefly state what they say and then we might offer some kind of counter argument to that particular point. Here's what they think, but here's why what they think is wrong. You absolutely want to put that in your paper because it helps you to flesh out your argument and it helps you to ground your argument. By the way, if you present an argument in your paper and you can't think of valid reasons why that argument is wrong, you might want to reconsider your position. I've had several students in the past, for example, who wanted to write papers on man-made global warming and who presented me with, I found this evidence, but I can't find anything that contradicts it. That means that this is your argument. That needs to be your argument if you're going to be honest. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions or comments or concerns about your topic, always make sure to contact your instructor. Make sure you document your resources, and good luck on your final capstone project.